Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Velasquez, and I'll talk to you today about supply contracts, revenue sharing contracts. I'll start by giving you today's objectives. We'll start by giving you what supply contracts are, just a brief definition and an example, followed by what revenue sharing is, the same definition and example, and the advantages and disadvantages of revenue sharing contracts. Supply contracts are contracts that establish the terms of working relationship between a vendor and a customer. A supply contract is often necessary in order to lock in discounted pricing and other benefits that the supplier is agreeing to provide to the client for a specific period of time. So what this does is it's an agreement between the supplier and the vendor to give the vendor a certain amount of product for a lower discounted price, and in return they share the profits. So both of them are winning at the end of the day. They define everything from where the products are delivered, the terms of payment, and any other aspect of the relationship that the two parties have determined to be necessary. That can be the location. This can be a number of things. And within the supply contract, there are revenue sharing contracts. And what that is the buyer pays a minimum amount of each unit purchased from the supplier, but shares a fraction of the revenue sold for each unit. A great place that does this very often is Buster. And it didn't start until 1998, but post 1998, Blockbuster needed to pay their movie suppliers with a higher amount of movies to you have to purchase these movies ahead of time, so they had to pay at least $19 per movie, and that's very costly if you're trying to run a movie store, and $19 per copy, and you're trying to have about 20 copies. It's gonna run you very high per movie. So naturally, you're not gonna have a lot of new hits that come out. So in 1998, they decided to team up with the movie studios and come up with this revenue sharing contract. And what it states is Blockbuster purchased a copy from the studio for $60 and rents it for $3. So instead of they'll get a bulk of copies for $60 and rent them for $3 a piece every person. Now what this does is they'll actually help Blockbuster, because in 1998 Blockbuster started the revenue sharing contracts with these major movie studios, and the impact of the revenue sharing contracts with Blockbuster was dramatic. As we all know, Blockbuster is a very important and big industry when it comes to movies. They were able to provide a lot of new and hip brand name movies faster and quicker to customers, so more customers were coming, and every time customers were coming, they were spending money, so the profit was split between Blockbuster and the movie studios. So that helped. It was a win-win situation that ultimately helped both. Now, the manufacturers, the advantages and disadvantages to them are the advantages. This is a stable relationship. The manufacturers can maintain this relationship between them and the vendors, because at the end of the day, they're both getting the percentage, receiver percentage from a retailer's sale. Like I said, they're both receiving a percentage. It's a win-win situation, and they're decreasing overstocking. The manufacturer doesn't have to worry about constantly having a high rate to overstock all of its prices, all of its cost for holding all of their movie products and et cetera, goes down, because they're getting them out. They're getting them out a lot quicker. The disadvantages is it damages relationships, because you won't know the forecast unless the vendor lets you know, hey, this was the original forecast. This was the right forecast for this month. So your percentage is this. There could be some lying going along. Blocked from selling to other retailers. If you're locked in this contract, you're with this one company. You can't go ahead and branch off to another company. Unsatisfied contracts with retailers. That goes back to what I was saying a little earlier. And with the unsatisfaction of people not giving the proper forecast and low percentage from sales. If you're in this contract and the company that you're supposed to be getting a percentage from is not performing, then your sales go down as well, and your stocking cost goes up because you have to pay more to hold more. And the retail centers also have a advantage and disadvantage. The advantages to the retail centers is there's a stable relationship. Um, like I said, with the manufacturers, they both establish this long term relationship with one another. Accurate quantities. They buy products at a wholesale price. They get it at a lower price than a lot more industries. It's high revenue. They get a lot of money because they're able to keep themselves relevant and new. The disadvantages are relationships broken, not having enough supplies to sell, low revenue supplier being blocked from selling to other retailers, and retailers being blocked from selling to other suppliers.